What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back with another unboxing review. We are at the tail end of Scott Porter's unboxing. Shout out to Scott Porter, shout out to WizKids for sending him product so early to get us all excited and just have this anticipation build up. I know I am through the roof, so if you haven't watched any of my other ones and his other ones, go back, pause. We'll be back here, but go pause. But with that being said, let's get right into it. So today, the first figure that we got to see was Winter Soldier. Not a piece that I expected to see, but knowing that we had the Shield guys in here, it makes a little bit of sense. And knowing there's a big spy, heavy, like there's so many spies in this set, knowing that there's so many spies and knowing that he has, that's one of his keywords. So of course he can actually have Wakanda, which he doesn't have. But if you want to run him on a Wakanda theme to make him more like the MCU version, go right ahead. He has a trait that allows him to switch different dials, just like the White Widow and some of the other, even the Shield generics and the Kree generics as well. So I do like this because when he switches over, so he switches over, it says when a friendly character that's either 75 points or named Captain America is KO. So when you kill Captain America, and we just got a Captain America in the Black Panther set, you KO him, now you got Bucky that's gonna have running shot, and it's going to have a 19 base defense with Invuln and Perplex, and a special power that gives him ESD and allows him to move up elevated. And when he attacks a single target and misses, he only has one bolt anyway, but so when you attack somebody and misses, after resolutions, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. I absolutely love this. So sometimes all you need is that one hit. So being able to just ping somebody for that one, that might be the thing that can KO them and get them off the map. I love this piece. He is a wild card, so he should play well with a whole bunch of teams that you can fit him on. He's got tons of good keywords. He's only 55 points. So he starts exactly how the very first time we ever got Winter Soldier was back in the Avengers set. And he was just literally like a long-range sniper, long-range RCE and stuff like that. So they kind of made him in that, vein. And I like when they do kind of a throwback, to an older dial and give it some new life. So I absolutely love this. He's a rare. So at 55 points, again, if you play him correctly, it's easy to get somebody that's 75 points or more on your team. And then when they're KO'd, he essentially can just pop into action. So I really like him. Next up, we have another one shot that we got to see, which is called Evil Entwinement. And what that really kind of does is you choose somebody and you choose 2 figures, one friendly, one opposing, and when either one of them moves, they got to be close together, they got to be within 4 squares. If either one of them moves, you deal whichever one moved 2 unavoidable damage. That's huge, knowing that we now have, what's his name again, Darkseid, who deals unavoidable damage, and other different characters that can deal some unavoidable damage. Dealing unavoidable damage just for moving is huge. Now, there are ways around it. You can place someone through a carry or something like that, but if you sidestep, if you charge, hypersonic, any of those different things where you move or just phasing or anything, it's a situational one, but it's still a good one. And this is a Darkhold one-shot. This isn't an Infinity Gem one-shot or just a normal one-shot. This is a Darkhold one-shot. That's going to be important for one of the figures that we got to see today. Now, the next figure I want to talk about is a Chase figure. It is Chase Thor. OMG. Now, this version of Thor, the first time we ever saw this sculpt in Heroclix was old school when you went and bought Fin Fang Foom at the Gen Con. Fin Fang Foom comes in this big box and you get this Thor and he's got his hammer up. He was like 287 points. I don't know how we played Heroclix back in the day because these pieces used to be insanely powerful, but he had a 10 range, power cosmic when that was a thing, and he hit like a truck. Now, his defense was low because this version is supposed to, he has this armor on to protect his brittle bones that he has. He was cursed by Hela, which he has this trait that says first time Thor would be KO'd, instead turn him to his starting click, and that's protected pulse wave. So there's no way around it. He's coming back. And at 150 points or at 50, just 50 points, that's worth it. Absolutely worth it. Now, I'm always probably going to play him at 150 because I want a lengthy dial. I like lengthy dials, but he does some cool stuff. And he has Asgardian keyword, which works with Gaia. So, which I think is, no, they at one point in time, Gaia was supposed to be his mother, but come to find out, Phoenix is his mom. But this Thor, he also has another trait that when you unequip his equipment, which essentially we'll talk about in a second, which is Mjolnir. You unequip it or any equipment that he has, and then you place it in a square within range and line of fire, and you make the range or close attack targeting all opposing characters adjacent to the equipment. And then, you know, if it's named one of the names that, you know, that he's held or been adjacent to essentially, but mainly he's held, then the damage is penetrated and hit characters are knocked back. That's amazing. So he can essentially throw out Mjolnir, attack a whole bunch of people, and then bring it back. And it says targeting all opposing characters. And if I'm not mistaken, what that does is it's going to mean that he deals his base damage to everybody. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that means that it'll attack. It'll, since it's not using bolts, him targeting all characters means they all take the base damage. I think that's right, because Ares does something like that too. But this Thor is absolutely amazing. And he comes with one thing that will help him is, well, actually, yeah, maybe or maybe not. There's a one shot that says, "To me, my hammer." And it says, when a friendly equipment is unequipped, after resolutions, you may equip it to a friendly character. If a friendly character would be, if friendly equipment would be removed from the game, you can say that it's not. And after resolutions, you may equip it to a friendly character. OMG, that's going to be so good, especially in silver. For myself, I love to play the Mandarin rings, and when they drop, when they unequip or when they drop or whatever, they are destroyed and removed from the game. So you can just say, hey, no, it's not. Give it to this guy over here. I cannot wait. These one shots are going to be so huge. I do not know what the future of this game is going to look like with these things. And for the next, at least, well, I mean, in modern for the next 2 years, but just in the game for the rest of the game, these one shots are going to be absolutely amazing. Now, Thor would be nothing without his mighty hammer Mjolnir, or Meow Meow, if you watch the MCU. So the qualifying names, first off, one of the qualifying names for Mjolnir is Spider-Man. What? Yes, 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 yes. One of them is Squirrel Girl. Yes. And Thor in general. Somebody might say, well, what about Jane Foster? Well, they don't have Thor Odinson on here because when you hold the hammer, you're supposed to essentially be Thor. So I like that they just use Thor, because we do have Jane Foster versions that just say Thor. So she will be able to get Mjolnir for free. Mjolnir's 20 points. I love that. Why is Mjolnir 20 points? Because of what it does. Giant Reach 3, you can see through people, which is great. Quake and Pulse Wave, which means you can quake all the way. You can quake everybody, essentially, with your Giant Reach. Having that. And then Pulse Wave, 20 points to give somebody Pulse Wave their whole dial. And then it says, if this character has one of the qualifying names, Mjolnir can't be unequipped, destroyed, or removed from the game by opposing effects. Which means someone like Gambit that we've seen in previous days, someone like any of these other people that can kind of Larfleeze, that can steal your equipment. The Orange Ring, I think, does that if you already have Plasticity too. None of these things can take Mjolnir from you if you have one of those qualifying names. So, knowing that we get a Thor that's great, knowing that Beta is in this set, and Beta has it so that when Beta, well, no, Beta can sacrifice his thing, but I think if you use To Me My Hammer, which we just saw with that one shot, it might mitigate what Beta Ray Bill does. Beta Ray Bill can sacrifice his equipment so that an attack won't hit. And I think the To Me My Hammer might be able to mitigate that. That's bigger than me, so it's okay. The next chase we're gonna look at is Deadpool. I didn't even know Deadpool was gonna be in here. I've seen variant covers with Deadpool in the Gauntlet. I love how the Infinity Gauntlet is still so prevalent in the MCU and in the comic books. That was, again, like I said in previous videos this week, that was a video, I mean, that was a storyline that I came into comics with, and knowing that Deadpool and so many other characters are still vying for the Infinity Gauntlet and it's still relevant, it warms my heart every time I think about it. So this Deadpool is 70 points. As a chase, that's super cheap. Has great keywords with the X-Force and the Assassin and the Cosmic, all really good keywords. We just got a X-Force, a Weapon X set. So the Deadpool core and all these keywords that he has, he'll be able to team up with any of them. He has a trait that says during force construction, add up to 3 Infinity Gem one-shots. So he gets 3 Infinity Gems for free. And then when he rolls a D6, that D6 can be, he has cosmic energy. So if he rolls a 6 on his cosmic energy, if he rolls a 6 on his special power, any power that he might need it, as a matter of fact, breakaway, for sidestep, any of these different things that he might actually end up using. If he rolls a 6, he can flip one of his face down ones. He can flip it and turn it back. Him starting with run shot precision strike with the 19 with the prob. I mean, for 70 points, what more do you want? You got good attack, you got good defense, you got good damage, you got dual bolts, you fly, so he's a taxi as well. His special attack power that he has gives him blades, so again, another chance for him to roll and get more uses out of those Infinity Gems. And when he uses his blades on that attack power, if there are 2 or more face down Infinity Gems he on the sideline, he gets to instead roll 2d6 for his blades, which is crazy. I absolutely love this piece. Him having a stop click, again, having impervious, another way to roll that D6 and get some life or getting some kind of ability out of those Infinity one-shots. It's actually very, very, very cool. Like, this is a really, really cool chase figure. I cannot wait to field him, potentially. The one piece that I know I definitely need, it's one of the pieces I absolutely need. He's definitely in my top 3 already for this set. I don't even know what else comes out, but he's number 2 for me that I need from this set. And it is good old the Mad Titan Thanos. Thanos. Not only do we get the common Thanos, but WizKids is spoiling us with giving me, a Thanos lover, giving me another Thanos, and this is another big boy Thanos, and no, small line, just 300 points. That's it. Take it or leave it. Knowing that this guy, he has that trait that says during force construction, Deadpool could add 3 for free. He can add all 6. OMG. 6 Infinity Gems at no cost. And when Thanos clears action tokens, you can turn one back that's face down. You can turn it back. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? He is amazing. If you don't roll your willpower, he still helps you out because he gives you back your Infinity Gems. It's better than equipment. It's better than equipment. And with some of these Infinity Gems, you don't necessarily have to roll super high or anything like that. Some of them you do, but come on. He hits like a tank. This is like a Hulk dial. The old school Hulk dials used to start relatively like, okay, small, and then all of a sudden they would, by the end of the dial, they're doing like 5 damage. And so this Thanos ends with 6 damage. The cool thing about this Thanos is Thanos Quest. If you haven't read Thanos Quest as a comic, go read Thanos Quest, especially if you love the Infinity Gauntlet, especially if you love Thanos. It shows exactly why Thanos is absolutely amazing, because that story was amazing. Chef's kiss. I love that story. Thanos Quest is so cool. It says Thanos can use the powers printed on his previous clicks as noted on his character card. OMG. That means when he is on click 9, right? That essentially, it means he has invincible his whole dial. He has invincible his whole dial, y'all. Invincible his whole dial. No penetrating. I know, it's hot. Look, me talking about this made my heater come on. Excuse me for the... Again, I do these in my basement, and I never know when it's going to come on. So, excuse me for my heater. But that means he's going to have invincible, running shot, energy explosion, probability control, precision strike, ESD, outwit, plasticity. On click 9, 10, and 11. He'll have all of those powers on top of having Force Blast, Steel Energy, and Regen. What? This guy is insane. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to field him. In sealed, you win. You win. I don't know what beats him. I do not know what's gonna beat him in sealed. This is an auto win. Usually I don't like to talk about auto wins. This guy's an auto win. I don't think there's anything in this set that's gonna be able to beat him fully. And he's got 3 bolts too. The only good thing about him is that he's not a colossal or a giant like the other Thanos was, so that he can't easily roll the willpower. But OMG, he's so good. Just looking at these values, it goes from like 11, 12, 13, 14, 26 on his last click. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. And then he sees through stealth. He shoots through blocking. And he can shoot while adjacent, so you can't even really tie him down in a traditional way. He's just so good. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. What you need for him is you need somebody that can say you can't use stuff, which there's plenty of that in the game. So he can be taken down now that I think about it. He definitely can. You can say, hey, get rid of your invincible, because that happens, and all of a sudden you can smack him up. But good luck. Good luck. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play that Thanos. But my actual #1 piece from this set that was shown today, it was so nice, it got pulled twice, is Dr. Doom. If you know me, you know Dr. Doom is my favorite fictional villain. He's one of my favorite fictional characters. Dr. Doom is one of the only Marvel characters to ever take the power cosmic multiple times. I love that about Dr. Doom. I love that he's literally just a guy that is smart, that has ego, and it forced him into a suit. Because he was so egotistical, he couldn't even, and so I want it now. He's like Veruca Salt, that he scarred his face because when they made his armor, he just put it on. Like he didn't even have, his face wasn't even fully disfigured. He just had a small scar from the accident. But him putting on when they made his suit, that faceplate, he burned himself and disfigured his face even more. I love this Dr. Doom. He, of course, is a chase. He is 225 points or 75 points. I love his keywords. I love the fact that he has Means of Doom and he has Mystic's team ability. Leadership traded, Mastermind traded. Leadership and Mastermind being traded is amazing. Also, he can be 75 points if you really want him to. I'm always going to play him at 225 most times. Actually, most times I'm going to play him at 225 because I love a good beefy dial. But him also being able to count squares and like Mastermind to Doom bots that he makes for free. Luckily, it's only max 2 because that could get out of hand. That really could get out of hand. But up top, 12-4. Amazing with Psychic Blast, Running Shot, Dual Bolts, Flies. He has that special damage power that gives him prob and outwit. If you read the story that this is based off, he fights Chthon's like hordes all by himself because Doom wouldn't have it any other way really. And he fights, Chthon's swarms and hordes, and he wants to keep fighting. He knows he's like beat a little bit, but he comes away and he's like, all right, I need to get more power. So he reads the Darkhold through one of his Doom bots. Again, Doom is just being the best Doom he could be. Oh my gosh, all caps when you say his name. Shout out to MF Doom, rest in peace to you, sir. But another cool thing about this Doom is him getting the 3 Darkhold one-shots. So we saw the Evil Entwinement. I think we saw Soul Siphon, and we saw, I think, the Diabolical Bargain, I think. But knowing that there might be a few more or something like that, one-shots that he can get. I know we've already seen Doctor Strange has already been previewed. Go to hcunits.net to go see that any of those dials. Knowing that he gets these one-shots for free. Now, you can't put other one-shots if you use his 3 one-shots. So, but knowing how, like I've talked about this whole time, how valuable sideline real estate is, knowing that you might not have room for them, for all the different things that might be on the sideline, especially if you use him at 75 points and not the 25. But him having the 2 stop clicks that reduces penetrating damage, and what people don't understand that I've seen play a Doom, Minions of Doom, is, especially if you wildcard to it, which it is copyable, but if you wildcard to it and you have other people start KO and stuff, or that character like a Doom has it, then what you can do is you can start healing, and being able to heal off of that. He has pulse wave on those, so being able to potentially in this set, there's bystanders that can be made, there's small characters that can be taken out just with maybe that 1-3 damage that he has, who knows. Also, he makes the Doom bots, and the Doom bots are no slouches at all. Them essentially having an 11-3 with energy explosion if they need to bust up some crowds, or even if you need to get Doom out of dodge, he can make one. They can pick him up with a sidestep, depending on how it's taken, and then just fly him out of dodge. I absolutely love the versatility of this piece at either line, and especially like when you get him to his last click, he could potentially fight back to click number 6, which is his second click if you use him at the 75 point line, and then again continue to KO stuff and then get right back up to top dial. 75 points allows a bunch of options for him as far as equipment and everything like that. There is a storyline with Doom with Mjolnir, so I might just say give Doom Mjolnir, pay that 20 points, and now he got Giant Reach 3, so when he gets down on that charge range, he can see through people and you know, potentially hit 2 people with his close combat expert, so he would be an 11-4 or even a 12-4, and then potentially heal. I love this piece. The sculpt is amazing. I drew a picture already a long time ago. Some months back, I had done a art challenge where it was all villains, and I drew Dr. Doom. And Dr. Doom is in this exact pose pretty much where like energy is coming up. So what I did is I just put the picture, but then what I did is I just drew in a little dark hold and added the energy to be green. It was white at first. I added the energy to be green so that it would, you know, reflect this picture. I love Dr. Doom, so I'll probably post it at the very end of my video. So if you like art, I'll post it at the end of my video just so you can see how it was made. I cannot wait for this piece. This whole unboxing has just been amazing. So with that being said, what say you? Did you like what was shown today? What do you think about these chases, the rares? What do you think about the one-shots that we saw? What do you think about this coalition? Because this is a smaller set. When I look at the numbers and everything like that, like this Doom is number 43. That's a small set in for chases. So what do you think about this? Especially knowing that we get 12 boosters this time. What are your thoughts on all this? Please tell me, what say you? I love to talk clicks. I love to, you know, have conversations about this game that we all love. Of course, like, share, do all the YouTube things, but leave some comments down. Let me know what you're thinking. I really want to know, what say you? As always, it's your super sketch artist, Antonio. Thank you for watching this even for a second. I appreciate you more than you know. As always, be good to yourself, be good to others, go be super.